My video for June the 8th. No, it's not June the 8th. It's June the 9th. I'm looking at it wrong. Today is the 8th that I'm recording it. It's the 9th video, or the June 9th video. Anyway, the title is Screening Facebook Friend Requests. In the earlier years of my daily videos, I automatically approved all friend requests that came to me. I wrongly assumed that they wanted to keep updated on my daily videos. I reached the maximum 5,000 friends fairly quickly. But last year, I removed all friends I did not know personally if they did not have a picture posted with their account. Then one of my friends with a nearly nude photo made an indecent proposal. What? How naive I had been. Now I check every friend request I get, and most I do not approve. I often ask, have you watched any of my videos? In most cases, the question is either ignored or the answer no is given. What is the benefit of social media if there is no way to screen friends and subscribers? Well, it does provide a platform where people with common interest can connect. Regardless of why these were created, some of us are using them to send a message we feel is important. The positive side keeps me going. And I made several mistakes in reading that blurb, and I'm wondering why my eyes are not focusing proper. Maybe the screen is too far away, but it's the same distance it usually is. Although sometimes I've had to lean forward to read something. So I am aware of that being an issue. I want to use this video though to clear some things, especially one thing. Earlier in the week, I heard this sound of what sounded like jets flying over my head, and I commented on it in the video. I don't even remember which day it was. It was some days ago. I think it was the video that I recorded on June the 2nd, which would have been June 3rd video. But in any case, actually, I don't think it was that, because I think that was the one I did with Aristo, now that I'm thinking about it. But in any case, as I said, I talked with some friends that happened to work for the government, and they said there was a rocket launch then. It was people actually that I meet that walk in the park that work again for a government subcontractor, and they said that was a rocket launch. And so the jets weren't flying over my head. It was, and that's why it lasted, as I said, maybe 5 to 10 minutes, as I think I said in the video. It was not jets. It was a rocket being shot off from Kennedy Space Center. So that's one misconception that I had that I needed to clear up. And the other misconception I'm dealing with in this video is the thought that when people send a friend request, or when you get a friend request, it's because, well, they know a little bit about me and they would like to know more. Well, knowing more is not sexual proposals, and I've actually gotten several of them. I now check every friend request unless they have unless I know them personally, or they have a bunch of mutual friends that I do know personally. Then I go ahead and just approve it without checking. But I open every one of their Facebook pages and I look and see what they're posting. And so many of them are from Africa, and it might be a picture of a man. But when I check the Facebook page, there's other pictures of themselves that aren't even the same person. Or they have a picture of a pretty woman, and it's somebody that, there's all sorts of scams going on with social media. That's the point that I'm trying to make. And I have learned that the vast majority of my friend requests, and I imagine subscribers as well, do not have the same interests that I have, are not there for the same reason that I'm there. Now, I'm not saying I'm a prude. I mean, at one point, I subscribed to Playboy magazine. It's not that I'm against the human body or nakedness. I mean, all of these things have their proper place, but that's the thing. What is proper? And we know that in our modern age, a lot of very dark individuals have been involved in all sorts of practices that involve not just nudity, but perverted sexuality, and especially sexuality with children. And they have committed horrific crimes. And this is the elite establishment. These are what we call our leaders. Something is wrong with that picture. And so we're living in a world and at a time when a lot of things are being exposed, good and bad. And the need for screening what we allow into our mind is probably more important than ever. I mean, I get people that want to argue with me. And I've had to block some of them, and just in this past week, in fact, I've had to block one individual that started out, I thought, making with an honest communication, and then it devolved into something that did not seem legitimate anymore. They were again trying to butt heads with me, and I'm not in the butting head business, and I don't need to look at pictures of people that I don't know that are making some kind of proposals, or people that are from Africa. There's a lot of scams going on out of Africa. Now, are they genuine? I mean, like I said, I donated $25 to an African orphanage, and then I get at least 2 or 3 other African orphanages from Uganda or from other parts of Africa wanting money, and some of them want over $1,000, which is more than I get every month. And so there's a lot of things that are happening in our world that we can't just casually brush off. Of course, most people don't have the time to investigate. So we're left with a dilemma of how do we handle the onslaught of things in our lives that have no intention of building us up, but rather of diverting our attention or taking us down in some way. Because I'm retired, because I have time to make daily videos and to follow up on them to some degree, I don't go back and look at old videos very rarely, but more than just a few days after making the video, I might still check. But beyond that, I don't check. But we need to be vigilant as to what's going on in our world so that we can at least do our best to maintain as positive a mental attitude and objective as possible. Because, as I said, there are those that want to sidetrack us and get us to focus on things that don't matter. And even innocent things like sports and stuff like that. I look at scores and look to see who won the All-Star game or the World Series or playoffs or whatever, but I really don't watch games anymore. Haven't for a long while. Anyway, folks, I wanted to clear some air and set some things straight. That's why I've made this video. Thank you for listening, and namaste.